Well, hello again, and Happy New Year. It's January 1st, 2010, New Year's Day. I wish that I could say that when I woke up this morning that I felt happy and joyous, but I didn't. I felt rather sad, rather pessimistic. I felt full of despair. Now, I know myself well enough to know that it will pass, that it's nothing to panic about. I've had these feelings off and on much of my life. It's called dysthymia. This is the Greek word for bad mood. And it's also a diagnostic category. One of the things that I do to cope is I walk every morning. Normally I walk 25 or 30 minutes. And this almost inevitably lifts my spirits. This morning, even though it was lightly sprinkling out, I walked for almost an hour. While I was out walking, I ran into my neighbor Angelo. Angelo lives 4 or 5 doors down with one of his kids. Angelo is 90 years old, and he walks several mornings a week. I was a little bit worried about him because I hadn't seen him in several weeks. And it was nice to see him out this morning. And he greeted me with a big smile and he said, "Happy New Year!" Angelo truly has a beautiful spirit. He wears a large wooden cross around his neck. I'm sure he goes to Mass frequently. I met him one morning last October. I had seen him walking many times and waved at him, said hi, but never had really spoken to him. Well, this particular morning he stopped me and he seemed very joyous and he said, "Tomorrow I'm turning 90. I was very surprised. I thought he was probably around 75 to 80 years old. I had no idea he was 90. He carries himself so well. He walks well for a man his age. We spoke for a while, and it was obvious that he held a lot of joy in him, a lot of love in him. He spoke about his life. He said, "I did everything right. I never smoked. I exercised, went to church." He also noted that he was very lucky that God had looked out for him. He had been in the 8th Air Force in World War II. He was the ball turret gunner on a B-17. And he had flown quite a few missions, and he acknowledged that God had been good to him, but he also acknowledged that he had tried to do things right. Ever since that time, I look forward to running into Angelo and saying a word to him. He's truly a remarkable spirit. So when I ran into him this morning and he greeted me with a Happy New Year, it brightened my spirits. It was what I call another near-life experience. We all know what near-death experiences are. We've heard of them anyway. I had one when I was about 21 or 22. I thought that I was drowning, although I probably really wasn't in that much danger. I thought I was, and my life flashed before my eyes. Usually they're characterized by that, by your life flashing before your eyes, and then there's a tunnel and a bright light at the end of the tunnel. Sometimes people see Jesus beckoning to them at the end of the tunnel. These are near-death experiences. But lately I've been having near-life experiences. Near-life experiences are characterized by joy. Joy was something that C.S. Lewis wrote about a lot. Someone once said that entertainment was the devil's substitute for joy. Real joy, for me, has always kind of been a fleeting thing. And when I experience it, it is truly a near-life experience. Perhaps it's an inbreaking of heaven and eternity into the present temporal plane. I'm not really sure. I had another near-life experience on Christmas Day, a bunch of us from my church, about 50 of us, went downtown to downtown Orlando and ministered to the homeless in Lake Eola Park. There were probably about 200 homeless, and earlier that morning it had been raining and looking very grim. But by the time we got down there, the rain had cleared up, and we were able to give out a lot of backpacks and blankets and clothing and toiletries. We had enough food that everybody left with a full belly, and many had food to take with them for later in the day. And for a few moments on Christmas morning, I felt like this is life as it should be. This is another near-life experience, an experience of joy, experience of God's love and heaven breaking into the temporal plane. So, as I get older, I look forward to more and more near-life experiences, more and more joy, even though it may be rather infrequent and fleeting. Think about it. I hope you do too. Thank you for listening, and have a blessed year.